Okay, yeah, I am not ashamed to admit it. I suck at fighting games. I think it has to be my least favorite genre of games. Besides puzzle games, I suck at those too. Now, while I love the lore of fighting games, the gameplay is just something I couldn't get into. If I had to guess why, I'm thinking it's all the times I was destroyed in Street Fighter 2 back in the arcade. Whenever I thought I had the cabinet to myself to try and learn how to play, the big kids always popped up and destroyed me. Because of that, I never got the chance to really learn all those complex moves. Now, I'm old and my brain can't learn them. Curse you, big kids! Curse you! That's why whenever I hear of a fighting game trying out a different genre, it always catches my attention. Today, we'll be talking about one such game. Hey there, this is Mega Blade J, and this is my review of Samurai Shodown RPG. Samurai Shodown, Tales of the Bushidou, also known by fans as Samurai Shodown RPG, is a turn-based role-playing game. It was made and published by SNK for the NEO-GEO CD in Japan on June of 1997. The NEO-GEO CD was SNK's second home console. It was a powerful, yet expensive, system that was great at making home ports of arcade-quality games. From what I can tell, the NEO-GEO in general was mainly known for its fighting games and arcade ports. An RPG was a bit of a rarity for the system. As per the name, this is a spin-off from the Samurai Shodown series of fighting games. As the story goes, in ancient Japan, during the age of the samurai, an ancient evil has awakened and aims to revive its dark master. As a result, strange creatures known as demons are appearing across the land, causing destruction and mayhem in their wake. As your chosen hero, it's your job to hunt down this evil and stop it from destroying the world. Pretty typical for an RPG of this time, but still a very enjoyable ride. The story is broken up into two scenarios, one covering each story from the first two Samurai Shodown games. At the beginning of each story, you can choose your main character from a roster of series favorites. My personal favorite is Cham Cham. In the first scenario, who you choose will change the opening area and story slightly, but the rest of the story will remain relatively the same. After some time, you will get the chance to choose the rest of your party as well. Choose wisely. As far as I can tell, you're stuck with them for the remainder of the game. This is important, as each character has their own unique strengths and weaknesses. Depending on who you choose, the game can be either very easy or stupidly tedious and difficult. For example, some characters mainly focus on doing massive damage to one foe, while others can hit multiple foes in one turn. This is important to note as encounter rates are very high and you'll be facing off against multiple foes at once. Choosing a team of single strikers are great for wiping out bosses, but will leave you severely at a disadvantage when facing multiple foes at once. I would suggest looking in a guide to help decide. As you travel, you'll run into a number of characters who will aid you in your journey. After looking up a few of them, it seems some were playable characters in the other Samurai Shodown games. While you can't play as these characters, a number of them will join you for boss fights. During specific boss fights, an extra character will be added to your party. These characters are AI controlled and will leave once the fight is over. I do wish we could have controlled more characters, but the AI did a pretty good job keeping themselves alive. And it was still pretty cool having the extra help for the fight. Speaking of the combat system, it reminds me of Final Fantasy VI. Basically, it's an active battle system. There's no visual indicator for it, but if you take too long, your turn can be passed over. This is pretty cool, as it helps keep combat moving. You have the option to attack, defend, use items, run away, as well as use a special attack. As you take damage, a gauge will begin to fill. When it reaches max, your character's attack will greatly increase. This is a pretty cool system, and on multiple occasions saved my butt in a tight pinch. But be careful, as enemies can do the same thing. Each character has access to a number of their special moves from their respective games. These moves can include healing magic, status effects, multiple hitting attacks, as well as powerful solo attacks. For fans of the original series, there is an option to have special moves done by performing the original button combinations. Once again, I suck at fighting games, so I did not give this a try. The main way to learn new moves is by leveling up. But around the world are teachers that will give you a trial fight. Win, and your reward will be experience, new moves, and status upgrades. SNK were known for highly detailed and beautifully animated sprites, and this game does not disappoint. While walking around in the field, in towns, or fighting in random battles, character sprites are large, beautifully animated, and always a treat to look at. There's also a surprising amount of voice dialogue. I mean, it's all in Japanese, so I couldn't understand anything, but still pretty impressive. Besides the high encounter rate, the only other real negative would be the music. Now, I've never played a Samurai Shodown game, so maybe the music is on par with the rest of the series, but it just didn't do much for me. There were a few good battle tracks, but the bulk of them were very generic sounding and not as exciting for the situation at hand. It also had this issue where the music would stop, be a few seconds of silence, and then restart from the beginning of the song. It's a little small issue, just something I noticed while playing. Samurai Shodown RPG started out on the NEO-GEO CD, but was later released on PS1 and Sega Saturn. All were Japan-only releases. Only the original NEO-GEO CD release has an English fan translation online. Once again, a big thank you to the translators for their hard work for this. You guys are awesome. If you want to own a copy, the price seems to vary depending on what system you get it for. On average, it tends to go for about $20 to $80 online. Overall, I really enjoyed playing Samurai Shodown RPG. It had 2 lengthy stories, large, impressive sprites, and was a neat way to be introduced to the story and lore of Samurai Shodown. If you're not good at fighting games, like me, this is a great way to get into the lore and world of the Samurai Shodown series. This has been Mega Blade J. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more Let's Plays, reviews, and more of my horrible attempts to entertain you all. Thanks for watching. See you all next mission. Bye.